walk this number of steps each day to cut your risk of dementia.
Uh, yes.
Of course, dementia is broader than just Alzheimer's disease, but um, they basically say, want to reduce your risk for dementia, slap on a step counter and start tallying your steps. And one of the important things here, one of the important takeaways is that they find it's not just the amount of steps, but also the pace that you take. Like you have to actually walk pretty fast to get the biggest benefit.
Yeah, you have to actually exercise, basically.
So this article
And does that have
suggests,
anything to do with your blood flow then?
well, presumably if you have exercise, your heart pumps blood and that's good for your brain, I suppose.
Yeah, but I was wondering if they like also measure like a heartbeat or a blood flow like with the pace. Like if you have a certain pace, I guess your heart starts pumping faster. And I was wondering if they measured anything like that.
I don't think so. So basically looking at it's very correlative data, right? So it's not, okay, we do an experiment where we control for one variable and then we see the outcome. This is really just because it's a very large scale study. They used 78,000 participants over a 7-year period. So this is a very long-term study, but very little accurate data. They just measured how often people walked and how much they walked, and then basically counted, okay, how many of these people got Alzheimer's or dementia, or which they linked through inpatient hospitalization or primary care records. So this has been done in the UK. Apparently the UK is, well, they register everything from everyone who's in the UK. If you ever go to a hospital, like there's some ID that you're associated with and that's linked, and that information is available to researchers.
That's good. I mean, Sweden also does that.
Sweden also
I
does
thought that it's good for the researchers.
It's good for researchers.
It's questionable
Not so good for
privacy.
Yeah.
Depends
but anyway,
also on
so they can't really. I mean, this is not this is not causation; it's just correlation. But what they see is that people that walk more and walk more vigorously have a lower incidence of dementia. So if you want to stay dementia free, what you want to do is walk a lot, and well, up to, I think the greatest benefit they found was up to 9,800 steps per day. That's kind of where it plateaus off. Like, if you walk 1,000 steps, you should definitely walk more. If you already walk 8,000 steps, I mean, you're not going to get much benefit from walking an extra 1,000 steps. So diminishing returns, but steps at a higher intensity cadence were associated with a lower incident risk. So walking fast is good.
And did they have to walk all the steps at once? No, right?
I don't think that was included in, or it might have been, but
maybe it's not included in the data.
The largest reduction in dementia risk was achieved by people who walked at least 112 steps per minute for 30 minutes a day. So that's pretty. That's like 6 kilometers an hour, for me at least. That's a really brisk pace. It's an interesting outcome, I think, that if you really want to reduce Alzheimer's, you should walk a lot.
Yeah. So the funny thing is now they have walking here, right? But I expect, but it's not included in this study. I expect that if you would go cycling or something, it would be fine. Like, or if you have a rowing machine in your house and you, like, as long as you move for 30 minutes, right?
I expect so.
But they don't show that here, right? Because they don't have the data for that, I guess.
That's the thing, because this is a very large scale study from people that had some kind of step monitor.
Yeah.
No, it's even monitoring steps is not very straightforward, because we've seen studies that demonstrated that the step count from certain watches is just way off.
Yeah.
So you want to have a good calibrated step monitor, and going further into, okay, can you automatically monitor working out on a rowing machine, for example? That's already getting difficult.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult.
And you want to be, you also want to be able to compare. So you can't just compare. I mean, you can, but you need large enough groups to say, okay, this person worked out for 30 minutes by walking. This person walked out for 30 minutes by cycling. Is there a difference? You want to have a large number of participants, and you need to track them over a long period of time, because you're measuring Alzheimer's. So you're not just measuring something like a heart rate or whatever. Like,
No,
the
no,
incidence
no,
of
no.
Alzheimer's is pretty low, or dementia.
It's going to be quite difficult to prove this idea that whatever your sport is, it will reduce Alzheimer's.
And then there could be effects like, people that cycle may be all living in cities, so they breathe in worse air, and there could be complicating confounders there. So I think they wanted to keep it as simple as possible. I would definitely want to do that.
Yeah, no. This is a good study to just say walking this far. And it also had like a surprising result, right? That there is a minimum kind of pace and number of steps that I don't think that has been shown before. Right. Yeah.
Shall we go on?
Yes.